So last night, I received a phone call at midnight in my purple LSU hotel room. I really like purple. And I answered the phone and I heard, "Miss Anita, this is Christian Spears." And I was just like, wow. I was half asleep, first of all. And Christian wrote a purple song with me about 2.5 years ago. I didn't know that she'd come to LSU. I didn't know that she worked in the hotel where I would be staying, but she does, and she is. And Christian is a long-term childhood cancer survivor, and I would like to do this talk for all the children like Christian who are survivors and those children who I work with every day who are battling cancer. I don't have children of my own, but I've always had children of my life. Over the years, I've written many, many lullabies for the babies of my friends. And I've also often had the strange experience of walking into the room of a newborn and somehow spontaneously hearing a melody. After having this experience many times, I began to think that maybe we are all born with a song inside. Nearly 20 years ago, I wrote a lullaby for a friend's baby shower. When I began to write the lullaby, an image came to my mind, a purple and gold spiraling DNA double helix. Surprisingly, though, this image also had a sound, a vibration of some sort. I finished the lullaby, and I called it Lullaby Ladder. In my mind, I saw the spirit of the child coming down the DNA ladder into matter and being born on Earth. Sadly, the baby shower never happened. The child was born prematurely and only survived a few days. When I learned of the baby's death, I, of course, grieved for my friend's loss, for the baby's unlived life. And I also struggled to make sense of this spiraling, sounding, vibrating DNA image and what to do with a lullaby that had nowhere to go. Through the loss, I began to see the image differently. I had always seen the ladder as a descending ladder. But in reality, like most ladders, it went both ways. And I found comfort in the idea that the spirit of the child had come down the DNA ladder into matter at birth, and then at death had moved back up the ladder, back to the unbound realm of spirit. At the time, I didn't know a geneticist or anyone else who could confirm my idea that DNA was potentially vibrating, but I held on to this thought for many years. 15 years later, I coincidentally met a geneticist who was a researcher at MD Anderson Cancer Center, and I took the opportunity to share my lullaby story with him. I'm sure he thought I was like completely out there, but he was very polite when I asked him, "Does DNA vibrate?" He said, "Well, Anita, never really thought about it that way. It's not what I study, but let me think about it." So within hours, he had emailed me with another question. Would you settle for oscillating DNA? And he had attached a movie that he found of oscillating DNA that was connected to a research project. Unfortunately, it was not purple and gold, but it was definitely vibrating. We ended up talking more and more about this idea, and he became quite fascinated by it, by the implications and the connections to music. And we ended up collaborating on a lecture concert called "Are We Made of Music?" I think we can all agree that music can move us, music can soothe us, music can be a very, very powerful force in our lives. But what if it is much deeper than that? What if we are made of sound, audible, inaudible, frequencies, vibrations, energies, at the root of it all? What if we are not only born with our own song inside, what if we are songs? In 2006, I created a recording studio in the Cancer Center at Texas Children's Hospital in Houston, where we worked with the children to write and record their own songs. The children are given a CD recording of their original song that they can then share with family and friends. It's called Purple Songs Can Fly. And over the last 7 years, I've had the incredible honor of listening to hundreds of children's stories, imaginings, thoughts, feelings, hopes, wishes, fears, and faith, and help them to find their own song inside. From songs about life and death to songs about giving thanks for all we have, songs about the best mom in the whole wide world, songs about following your heart, songs about riding a Harley Davidson, songs about best friends and puppies and stars and springtime, songs about favorite nurses, the side effects of chemo, and the many faces of God. Helping the children to find their own songs has been the most awe-inspiring and rewarding time of my life. I've been able to see firsthand how writing a song can change a child's view of life. I've been able to see how sharing the children's songs with others has inspired the creation of similar programs. I've been able to see how the simple act of capturing a child's voice and song in a recording can become a treasured and precious gift for a family during their time of loss. And I've been able to see how a simple idea can lead to deeper questions. It is not only my hope, but my strong belief that one day we will fully understand how we are made of music, how all the sounds, audible, inaudible, frequencies, vibrations, energies, at the root of it all, fit together, and how we can best use the science in all of these areas to not only prevent illnesses, but to alter the course of disease. Live your questions now, and perhaps even without knowing